No one. Please. We're going to represent something. We're going to do a theater. We choose an emotion. For example, anxiety. Who wants anxiety? To represent it. You're going to play it. Who wants anxiety? Okay, I will give anxiety to you. Okay. I will give you the sadness, and I will give you to you happiness. I'm going to give into you depression. I'm going to give to you Rita. I'm going to give you the exultation. You see, when you receive a very good news, for you will be panic attack. For you will be, give me another one, another emotion. Come on.
Escape.
Excuse me?
Escaping.
Escaping emotion.
Yeah, escaping. I said escaping.
Escaping, like escaping, run away.
Run away.
Run away. And the last one, give me one where I give it to you. Would you prefer? Anger. Thank you. We forget these kind of feelings. Okay.
You forget.
Yeah, I forget.
Lack of anger.
Well, I would not say that, but I would like. Yeah, it's my aim. So, I want you represent that you play it, and then observe how you breathe. For example, try to do anxiety. How would you do it? Try to remember how is anxiety. If you want, you can close your eyes. How you feel it?
It's here.
Yeah.
And
Try to imagine someone who has anxiety. How would it feel it?
it's fast.
Yeah. And up, isn't it?
Yes, it's up and it feels like I can't escape. And I want to run, but I can't.
Yes. And then show me how is the breath. Again, that's it.
It's like this.
Yeah. We are breathing here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your sadness?
Of course, it's by accident.
Yeah. Very good. Have you seen what she has done by naturally? This way of breathing? Okay, next one.
Well, it was happiness. I think it's quite hard to represent because I should be relaxed
Relax.
and also open.
Open. Yeah.
So
You can also make gesture with your body. How will it be the happiness? Like,
it's more like exaltation, no?
yes, it's quite similar, but exaltation is one thing and happiness is another thing. How would it be? Happiness.
Maybe the smile.
The smile.
And the mimic of the face.
Excuse me?
And my facial expression. It could be also relaxed
And how will it be the breath?
really peaceful.
Peaceful breath. What was yours?
Mine was depression.
Depression. How will it be depression?
Breathing.
Yeah. How you just play this role of depression feeling. How will it be?
Like similar, like sadness again.
Yes, but sadness is a transitorial state. She receives a bad news and then she feels sadness. Oh, I didn't pass the exam. Oh, I'm not going for Balaton like this summer. This is a sadness.
It's more continuous.
Yeah?
So there is no maybe like.
Yeah, but have you seen her? She have done once she has done once, but you will not be all the time.
Yeah.
No? So how could it be? Just maybe don't move and then close the posture of your body and go down. And then probably you will not use all the breathing,
In a shorter. The
shorter
rhythm
way
is
of breathing
different.
and the lack of energy, isn't it? So Rita, what was your, I don't remember,
Mine was exaltation.
exaltation?
Everything else it felt like sudden happiness, like receiving good news or getting a present.
Surprise,
Surprise. Yeah, surprise. I don't know. A shock.
shock.
A good one. Heavy breathing.
Just think about it. Imagine someone who received a news who was not expected. How would it be? Would be a surprise, like a shock. How you receive it?
But I would be happy, but I would be shocked as well. So
Look at me. See? See?
yes.
What happened when you receive a surprise? Something with
You guessed.
you didn't. Yeah, you didn't expect it. And, no. See?
You guessed.
Because something you don't expect is you feel okay, it's a surprise. It could be a good surprise, but at the beginning you feel like there is a threat. Okay, your body reacts. What happened? I didn't expect that. So you feel like you have to defend yourself. What was yours? Anxiety?
Panic attack.
Panic attack.
So like tension in my body, in my muscles, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, and
Do you ever suffer of a panic attack? Someone of you here?
just once.
How I can say you something. Panic attack is like the feeling, the diaphragm is like freezer, and then you have the real feeling of you cannot breathe at all, and the feeling is like I'm dying here, I'm dying, because you have completely lack of oxygen. So your breath is like contained here, but even here is so small, you cannot take the oxygen. So it's like to place you inside of water. So this kind of feeling of dying. That's why when the person have the panic attack, even when there's nothing apparently around him, he feels like that. What is a problem? We could be completely fight against that with the way of breathing. If you teach someone who have panic attack, who has having a panic attack, how to breathe, reeducating his breath, we can give him the tool to, in the moment it could be happen again, to control himself, stop, and then, okay, sit, let's breathe. But for this you need practice. You make a routine of practice, and then when this event can happen in your life, you can apply it. What was yours?
Mine was escape, but escape, I'm not really sure what that means. Is it like scared or?
You are scared.
Yeah, scared. Okay. Well, I think being scared is similar to panic attack, in a way.
No, because no, it's not the same.
It's not the same, but
Because in panic attack, it's like you cannot even react.
Mhm.
You are like freezer,
Mhm.
and just having this feeling inside of you. But in escaping,
You still breathe up here.
you
and
breathe,
here.
react, and run,
Yeah.
for example.
I think you breathe up here.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I was expecting you play the role.
Like
So then you can identify whenever a person comes to you for counseling, you can identify and see. For example, one thing that the yoga therapists used to do is to observe how the person breathes while he is talking.
Mhm.
So then you can see, for example, you can see the person how they breath upper here, and the way, if you breath upper here, the way you talk uh, is faster. We said Rajasic way of talking. Rajasic means too much fast, with not calmly, with not having time for thinking what they are saying, for not giving time for the other person even think and understand what he's saying. It's too fast and continuously talking, and you can observe how he take the breath, the breathing for talking to express the words. It's like talking like this and having and breathing very fast, but because fast, why? Because he have not enough space for have the feeling of the happiness. You say peaceful feeling completely full of her. So that's the thing. I wanted you play the role, and then you identify. For example, I'm scared. I have a surprise. I do like this. I have a bad news. How I breathe. I have a bad news. I cannot even assume very well, and then I start to breathe here. I have problem with me, and then my mind start to think wrongly, and my thought that start to step on over to each other, and then I cannot give a reasonable response for what is happening. So with the technique of mindfulness, we can help how to the person can have a better relation with their own emotion, to understand better how they think and how they feel. The master used to say, you should you have to give words for your emotions. No, sorry, you have to think about your emotion, and you have to give words to your thoughts. So do you understand? First, you have to think about how you feel, what are your emotions, and after you can talk about that. What are you thinking? Why you have this reaction? Why you have this kind of emotion or feeling? Why I feel bad? Why I give a bad response to my parents, for example? What was my relation of my thinking, of my thought to have this kind of reaction? Why I had a panic attack here? There was nothing threatening me. Why did it happen? For example, no? So the next point you already mentioned, the proper exercise. And then it's written there, stretching and twist and push-ups and all the things that is helping us, how she was explaining, to create the chemical response from inside to help us. As we said, psychosomatization is talking from the both sides. How my emotion affects my physical body, how my physical body can affect to my mental body, we can say, my mind, okay? So we are working from the both sides to make a balance, okay? We cannot just work with the physical body, we cannot just work with the mind. We are working with both and then trying to enhance both in a balanced way. So Mr. Javier was also mentioned about activation. Activation is all these exercise that increase the heartbeat, for example. It helping to you to move the blood, to move the oxygen inside of your veins, for example. Then the feeling is of activation, physical activation. And of course, when you move the blood, which means to move the oxygen inside of yourself for refreshing, your brain is also activated. Don't you ever, for example, when you spend too much time seated, maybe you are very hard student and you spend a lot of hours studying your notes, I'm sure about that. And then suddenly you feel like tough. You don't know why, but you cannot even understand one sentence. You are reading and you cannot understand even the verb. So this is a kind because your energy is completely stopped because you are having non-moving for a long time. So that's why the master is here, that is giving a teaching about you have to activate yourself. So it's good, for example, on that moment to stand up, do some physical exercise to reactivate your inner functioning organism, to activate it again, okay? Resting. Everyone loves to rest. But not everyone have a good rest. Not everyone have a good sleep. Sometimes the worries, the thinking, the tension keeps in our mind what we want to sleep, and then if our mind is continually active, the rest is not good, and you wake up feeling tired yet. And it's not a question of resting longer time, it is a question of the quality. It's not about quantity, but about quality of your sleep. It is good for a good resting to place our body over the left side, so we can keep the right nostril of our nose open. Of that sense, because there is a complete relation in how we breathe from one nostril to another nostril. And accordingly to the Vedas and all the knowledge which is contained in the Vedas, Ayurveda, and all what we are talking about in the sense of mindfulness, the right nostril is related with the physical and the all the external activities which are related with our functioning, our organism. But the left one is related with the mind, emotions, mind, inner energy. So what we need to do for resting, for sleep, we need to disconnect our mind. So we have to go, we have to make our mind to be able to release the thinking, stop to think. It's like kind of meditation, but in meditation we should not go and sleep and keeping aware about what you are doing. But when you go to sleep, you have to completely surrender yourself and you have to renounce to everything. We can say it's a complete renounce. Go to sleep. You have even to renounce to the idea that you want to sleep. If you were in the bed, the master says sometimes, you go to the bed thinking that I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, you will not sleep. So you have to renounce to everything and then go to sleep. And for this, what kind of breath we will need? For example, when you go to sleep, how you breathe. Can you remember? When you want, not while you're sleeping. Or whenever you have someone sleeping close to you. Have you ever heard or observed how is the breath? It's like deep, no?
Similar to sadness.
Yeah, excuse me?
Similar to sadness.
No. Sadness is...
So deep.
No, deep is in a sense of happiness. She said, no, it's like feeling. It's a feeling of being filled. It's complete air. But naturally, if you want to have a relaxed state of the mind, you need to use all the lungs. So you need to move totally the diaphragm to make the lungs work in its maximum capacity, filling of oxygen. So to teach and to learn, in our personal case, how to rest and how to achieve relaxation is also an aim. So it's good to teach people that it's much better to lie on the left side so they can reduce the activity of his mental energy, which is involving of thinking, thought, and all the function which is related with the thinking process, and just go to keep the metabolism which is related with the right nostril. All the energy which is related with the metabolism keep working properly. So for example, while we sleep, the metabolism still working. So you keep burning fat, you keep burning calories. So you keep doing digestion. The work, the physical work needs to keep working. You cannot stop it for sleeping. But what you need to sleep is to stop your mind. Nothing else.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better to sleep on our backs, because then both our nostrils are free and it's not asymmetric? Because if you sleep a lot on your left side, then your spine is going to be curved differently.
Actually not, because if you can go for internet and search for it, you will see how if you rest, there is a specific way of resting In the next class, it will be completely practical. So if you remember me, we will practice how to sleep. Okay, because we will go to a bigger class. It's the sport hall, and then there we going to do physical practice, and also we can teach how is the proper way of sleeping posture. So you will see how the column in this posture, which is not only light on the left side, but also the right leg should be little bending and in front of you. So on that way, the backbone is completely aligned. Of course, the particularity of each person is different. So it's like someone required for harder or bigger pillow, and you need a smaller. This is on the pen, but in general term, this is the best way to rest. Because if you just lie on your back, and you mentioned about the both nostril, I said to you, it's much better now to disconnect the mental functioning, to stop the mind. And at the same time, you see your backbone is not a line, it's a curve, continuous curve, is like a wave.
I know that. Yeah. I usually put a pillow under my back. So
Excuse me?
like, you can put the pillow under your like lower back, and then it will keep the shape.
Yeah, but then we will skip the matter of the nostrils we mentioned.
So, then I didn't really understand why the left has to be pulled off. In a sense, I get that the right is
Open.
open for metabolism.
Yeah, and then the left, which is related with your mental activity, should be down, not giving the oxygen or the flow of energy, of prana, how we call it, is required for activating the flows of energy inside of you. So the energy can be dealt to one functioning, to other functioning, for digestion, for example, and it's depending of the period of the day or routine, daily routine, then you naturally, your body, your organism send the prana, this energy, to different parts for different functioning. For example, whenever you eat, you send the energy to the stomach. That's why after eating you feel like little sleepy, no? Because your energy is burning there, is working there. So you require the energy from other side to be there working. So when you go to sleep, you have to is the same, is a re-education we said before, no? You have to close or reduce one type of functioning of your body, of your organism, included the mind. Stop the mind movement, the thoughts, thinking, process of thinking, all these things. Stop it, reduce it, but you're still dreaming. You will not stop completely until until one point, yes, but not going for deeper on that matter, okay? But reduce it, and then keep the metabolism working on. To burns whatever you have to keep the metabolism working. To burns, for example, the toxins and whatever is not need in your organism.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
And what about dreaming? Because you also mentioned dreaming. If you try to meditate or try to be relaxed before you go to sleep, does it affect dreaming also? Because
Dreaming is a state of dream which is before of deep sleep. So there are people who do not having dream, and there are people who have a lot of dreams. Sometimes it's too much dream that they cannot even rest. So it's normal that you have some dreams, but it's unhealthy if you dream a lot. If you spend all the night dreaming, it's not really, you have the feeling of didn't rest.
I know, actually.
For example, the great yogis, it said that they don't even dream. They go directly to the deep sleep process. It's because they have, for example, whatever you dream is because of the motion and activities you have been keeping in your mind. And this rest of activity remains there. So you have to clean it in a sense. The sleep is a complete restart. It's a process of clean everything what you don't need in your mind, in your stomach, in your body, everything. So this time is a like restart button of the computer. Whenever it's blocked, okay, restart. And then refresh, no? Go ahead again. But if in this process you were not able to complete restart and you were dreaming a lot, like when the computer you click on restart and the computer take a lot of time to shut down because they have many things to close, this is not good for the computer and it's not good either for your mind. So that's the thing. The yoga techniques, and that's why we have to learn from the masters, is that you are in contact with things every day. But for example, the master of our school, the founder of our school, is the Venerable Swami Tilak. He said that you have to keep in the mind just the thing which is necessary, no longer. So you think about something, you do what you have to do, and let it be. Don't keep in your mind even the traumas, even the bad feelings, even if you have an arguing with something, if you have a conflict, you face it on the moment, have it in your mind when you have to, and after, let it go. Don't keep in your mind the next day, remember it again and again, remembering the bad feeling, remembering how bad this person make you feel, for example. So go ahead. If not, if you're stuck on the past, you are not able to go ahead. So let's go. It said routines for energize, like walk, stop the activity, to do some creative hobbies. So see what simple is it? It said this is how the body can be stronger, by the food, by the breath, by the proper exercise, by the proper rest or relaxation, by doing energetic routines. For example, please, we're going to repeat the exercise we have done with the master. Leave the pencil, sorry. And then again, you remember, place your hands on in your belly. Close your eyes, straight your back. And my suggestion is let your back straight, separate from the chair, hands on your belly. This is not your belly, this is your knee. Close your eyes, separate your leg, do not cross your legs. And then breathe out all the air. There is nothing there. And starting from your belly, after going to the thoracic part, the middle part of your lung, until the clavicular region, which is the upper part, close to your shoulder. We're going to count 7, as we have made in the previous class. Close your eyes, Rita. Concentrate. Separate from the chair, please. The chair, do not separate. Stretch your back. Good. I will count 7. 4, you breathe from your belly. No problem. 2, you continue to the thoracic region. And 1, until the last point. Whenever you reach the point that you cannot fill with more air. So go to emptiness. Exhale all the air. And inhaling belly. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. 5, 6, more up. 7, fill there. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Completely full of air. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. 5, 6, shoulders 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perceive the feeling of fulfillment and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Emptiness. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Full of air. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. Keep your eyes closed. Just breathe on the lower belly. Feel your breath there in the palms of your hands. Relax your face. Just perceive your breath in and your breath out. Focus your mind on that. There is nothing else but your breath. And release. Open your eyes. This is a very simple technique. You can do whatever you want. So you can do while you're seated or while you're in a standing position. So when you feel that you are a kind of stress, in tension, just stop and do this kind of exercise to re-educate your way of breathing. So go ahead and see, for example, psychosomatization, headache. See how this cartoon is breaking his head with the wall? I think everyone knows very well what is a headache. And he said sometimes we don't know how to face important decisions. We don't know how to take a decision, and our mind, because it's continuously confronting one idea to other, then we have headache. We are not able to confront it. We don't know how to do it. And we don't know how to analyze our emotion. Again, I said to you, what the master said, he said that you have to put thoughts over your emotion and then give word to your thoughts. You have to understand how you feel by using words. But first of all, think, what are my emotions? Why did I react on that way? Why did I do it? Why I used to be on that kind of mood? And by observing my emotion, after try to talk about this or try to write about this, and then you can understand how it's going to help me. How is going to help me this kind of thing? It's going to help me to, for example, know me myself better, understand my situation better, understand me better, and then, for example, avoid trauma situation, uncontrolling emotion situation, critical situation, for example, reaction, bad reaction, mental disorders itself, depression, just by knowing yourself, because then you can keep control of your mind, keep control of how you feel and how you perceive the life. So this is a very, very important point, to know how to analyze our emotion. Pain on the muscles, for example, it is related, and you can find how the studies has been proved, how the psychosomatization has been created a complete relation between this kind of emotion of thinking with this pain in the body, in the physical body. Pain in the muscle is related to threatened attitudes in life. Aggressiveness, contain aggressiveness. I have violence inside of me. I do not express maybe but I have the violence inside me, and then is expressed in the way I move, in the way I talk, in the way I relate with others, for example, is content there. So my muscles, if I have tension inside of me, my muscles have the tendency to be how? Contracted. And then that's why you see this very graphical design is saying to you there, I have pain in my back because my muscles are continuously in contraction. For example, lack of flexibility, emotional flexibility. I'm not open. We said, no, as I think in my mind, as I feel in my physical body. I am not flexible in my emotion. Do you understand what that means? Then I translate this into my physical body. My body is closed. For example, I try to you to make a game. So I try and you play roles, but it seems like it's difficult for you to play a role, to say, oh, anxiety is like this, or to express yourself. And for example, to make something that we used to do is to face people to make ridiculous situation, like dance, or to I don't know, to do things that they have never done before, things that they think at the beginning, no, I will never do something like that. I will not dance in the middle of the street, for example. No, imagine someone who has been taught to be a professional dancer, classical dancer, in a very straight way from very very early years, and then she was strict all the time how she should dance. For example, no, I should place my hand like this and do like this. Imagine she grows up with this kind of and very the trainer, the coach was very exigent with her. Imagine, and then suddenly because she don't know, this person doesn't know how to dance freely, even when she has spent all the time, or he has spent all his life dancing, he doesn't know how to express freely by dancing normally. Imagine a shock therapy. You dance in the middle of the street, whatever you want, with a normal music. And the person maybe at the beginning say, no, no way, not at all. It's a shame for me. But this kind of treatment, placing him to face a very contrary situation that she were used to, help her to open her mind and then open her body and the way she express. Get the point? Too much requirement from oneself and requirement from others. We are very exigent. We want a lot from ourselves and we want a lot from others. And then we do not accept that there are mistakes, and mistakes are normal. And actually we learn from the mistakes. If there are not mistakes, we cannot grow up. There is no one who is perfect. There is no one who gets a 10 point in everything. This is not natural. This is not real. So to accept their own mistakes and accept the mistakes of others is unnecessary. So the person who does not accept the mistakes of oneself and doesn't want to accept this devaluation of himself, of his self-evaluation, for example, used to react with this violence, not from inside. Like whenever you say to someone, oh, you commit a mistake here, and then the person react maybe with angry, no, he become angry with you. No, what are you saying? Whatever, no, in a very bad mood with you, for example. This is not healthy way of reaction. So you just, oh, really? What was the mistake? What was the wrong point? And then, for example, you have the opportunity to change it and then to enhance whatever you have done. So see the difference of flexibility? Pain in your neck, resentment.
Doesn't change up there.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Here. Pain on your neck. So I think everyone have pain in the neck. Most of the people, I think. It sets to resentment. And it said, for example, the incapacity to forgive others or oneself. It has the tendency to feel guilty others or to have oneself guiltiness. He has a bad synergy in the work, and he has a bad synergy in the life with others. He's a person who is closed, and he has a bad relation of resentment. Rita now is having a side smiling. I think maybe she recognized this kind of feeling.
Yes.
So in the Kaya Chikitsa, in the therapy, Ayurvedic therapy, we can even just by the posture of the person, we can understand. The therapist can observe what is the emotional problem of the person, or can be lead to. For example, how he sits in the chair, how is the voice, how he use the voice, how he breathe. We mentioned about this. But for example, imagine someone who is very proud of oneself. Imagine someone who is proud of himself. How will work? How will walk? How will be his posture? Yeah, you give it. You see, my chest open. I am proud of myself, for example, no. But someone who have the feeling of diminishing himself or sadness, what would be the posture?
Collapse.
Close. See my shoulders. If I keep this posture for longer, I start to have bad feeling on my shoulders. Here is the thymus gland. You know about this? Thymus. Then thymus is the gland who is supplying about the hormones related to emotions, how I perceive the life, sadness, happiness. Even there are other hormones that obviously can works over the emotions, but the thymus is the one who is more related with this. In yoga we call it anahata chakra. It is the astral projection of the thymus gland in the energetical body, and it is related with the emotion also. We mentioned, so we work over this area for the healing of these emotions and perception of oneself, for example. When we talk about, for example, the thyroid gland, for example, it is related, for example, in this region is related with your voice, how you use your voice. If you have a very, very low level of voice, how will you interpret this symptom? Just try. It's a challenge.
Tired.
Excuse me?
He's tired, exhausted.
It could be tired,
And low self-esteem.
low self-esteem. Because if you're tired but you want to fight with someone, how will you use your voice? How will you use your voice if you want to fight with someone? Maybe in Hungary not, but in Spain and Italy, I'm sure you people are screaming a lot. Yeah, shouting. Yeah. If you are secure of yourself, or if you want to transmit secureness about what you are saying,
Calm.
what?
Like your voice is steady and you're not shouting.
And soundly, and not trembling voice. So we can observe in the posture of the person. Maybe the person say, I have a problem in my neck, I have a problem with my shoulders. But then when we see her or him, we identify she has a problem of lack esteem, and she have any kind of emotional problem of in relation with other, because she has this tendency, and this posture makes that the physical body suffer about the shoulders and then to the neck. See the relation? So then what will be the starting point? Let's work with the body. Let's start to helping how to learn how to breathe. Let's talk about your emotions. So it's like a holistic treatment. You understand the word holistic? Yeah? Some of you not. Holistic means whole aspect. So we took all the aspect of the person and help him to enhance and to overcome any kind of problem in the physical body, headache, any other symptom that can suffer. Like, for example, pain in the hips. Pain in the hips. It said fear for the changes, insecureness in front, in relation with others, and feeling instability for the future. This all symptomatology is collected in the psychosomatization techniques, and you can read about it a lot searching through internet, for example, or in books. You're still searching on books, for example, and having more knowledge about it, because it's quite good to understand people that they not only suffer externally symptoms, but the inner symptoms are the pure cause of what is happening, which is translated outside. So helping from both sides, we can make a whole treatment and help the person to enhance in all the fields of his daily life.
Is physical therapy also useful?
Excuse me?
So I'm not sure if that's the correct way to say it, but when someone has an injury and they don't use their leg for a while, and then they have to train it again, so the muscles get stronger.
Yeah.
Gradually. Could this be used for as a psychological treatment? So like you mentioned that someone has a back pain, and maybe this is going on for such a long time that the muscles actually have weakened, and in this case you recommend that he does physical therapy to exercise the muscles.
Obviously.
Could this have an effect?
Obviously, the physical treatment for exercise, again, to recover what we mentioned before, the memory of the muscles, to make the muscles remember how to move, and then do the exercise. This is a big point. But you should not isolate this point from the point of view of the mind. Because you see, for example, if you just let your overcoming on the point of the physical field, it will be like it will be not in balance, enhancing. It's like in case you are, for example, from the mental point of view, if someone give you the therapy of be positive for recovering, because if this person after 1 month without moving has a negative way of thinking, oh, I will never recover my strength in my leg, I'm a useless person, I cannot do anything by myself, this kind of thinking, for example, is going to be worse your situation physically also. But if you train your way of thinking, positiveness, the doctor say to you, you will have 3 weeks to recover doing exercise, and then you not only complete the exercise of daily routine, but also you do it something else because you want to do more effort about it to overcome yourself, for example, and then you are very positive of the results, even when it takes longer time. I will assure you the person will recover easier, with less suffering in his mind, with less pain in his body, because it's depending on his mind, this attitude. I can give you the example of the cancer situation. You can receive the treatment, but if your mind is not ready for it, you will not overcome the treatment, because the treatment physically is terrible. For example, it's very painful.
Yes. Okay, so in itself it wouldn't be enough, the physical treatment, but with this also with this new mindset, it would make it more effective, right?
Yeah.
Because they're related.
Yeah. So actually everything works starting from the point of your mind, how we place ourselves in front of the daily situations in life itself, how I place myself in front my circumstance is going to give me it's going to be at least the half of the resolving of everything. So I can't even, I have the experience because I knew how the people can overcome the cancer faster and better when they confront positive attitude or negative attitude, even when they have a very bad situation, how they can. Maybe it can't. It doesn't mean that having a positive attitude for sure you're going to overcome the cancer. That's not the point. The thing is how you are going to relate yourself facing this situation. And this is the work of the therapist. How to help someone to face this kind of situation. And because actually every day is an obstacle. You find everyday obstacles, you find everyday conflicts, but it's depending on you how you overcome that. So for this you need education, you need culture, and this is what you are learning here. So first, education is basic things: eat properly, breathe properly, do exercise, keep a healthy way of thinking, and having energetic tasks. Don't let yourself to be tough in a room. Don't live the life through device, for example. And then you can be aware, no? Then you can be aware. That's what we are studying, mindfulness. You can be aware. You can develop an attentive way of being. You know, you can develop attention to everything, and you can be aware about yourself and about your circumstance. If you are not like this, you cannot go ahead. You cannot be realistic, for example. So mistakes, conflicts can come, but it's your attitude who is going to give you the key to overcome that. So just 1 minute of mindfulness. We stop. Just close the eyes. Separate your legs. Stop into the everything. Let your mind to be with your breath. Nothing to do, nothing to think. Just be here and now. Release. Open your eyes. That's it. Thank you so much. I remember next class, it's going to be just a small practice. We will do, Kata will say which is the number of the hall of the room. And you will not need specifically sport clothes, but if you can come with the less fit or difficult clothes, it's better.
And when is this room where we have?
Kata will mention the number.
So
She
we
will.
will meet here.
Not here. I don't know the number. It's close to the reception in the left corridor
Okay.
at the end.
Okay.
I think it's finally it's there. Thanks to you.